Okay, folks, let's take a real deep dive look into all of our cards, our flashcards and decks. We offer various ways to access or create decks, so it's really worth kind of getting to know all the different features and things that you can do so you can get the most out of the program. So to get started, you can add a client name and assign them decks, but you don't have to do that. The most simple way of starting a session is just go to Quick Start, select whichever decks that you want, and then tap Begin, and you'll jump right in right here. I also want to share that you can share the content within each deck. So select, say you want to send practice words for CH, select it, hit share, and it'll generate an email with all of the words, phrases, and sentences within that deck. So you can email it to yourself, print it off, or to a parent. If you do want to add names and assign decks, it's really easy. So when you tap Add Name, just type the name, test, and assign the deck, hit Save. Then once you've done that, assuming they're working on the same decks every time, all you have to do is select their name and then hit Practice Cards, and it will start the session. Now let's say you want to change that, and little Abe here is working on one sound one day, one another, and you want to change that. You can do it in one of two ways. I'll show you both. One is long press on the name tile and then hit edit. Okay, so you can go and say today I don't want to include T, so just unselect it, hit save, and then you can select Abe and then practice cards.
Circle.
And you're jumping right in. Now, if you don't want to do it before you start a session, just select his name, jump in. You can always change decks really easily from within a session. Just hit this little change deck icon and say, after all, I do want to add T, hit save, and then just jump right back in, and you'll have all the other decks. Now let's look around at all the various different features from within a session. You should note that you can select more than one name for a session. So let's go ahead and select two here, then go to practice cards.
Cube.
All right, so up here, you'll notice this arrow, and it will show you everybody in the session. Say you want to do Allie, it'll automatically just take turns. So when I swipe, it'll go to Abe.
Tennis.
And then back to Allie.
Cowboy.
But let's say you want to do a few with Allie before going to Abe, then just tap her name.
Cage.
And it will stay on her and advance
Bear.
the card until you're ready to go
Bake.
to Abe, and then you can swipe.
Sun.
If you have more than two, you can always just hit this button and select whichever name that you want to show. So that's names. Here, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. We have correct, approximate, or incorrect. And it doesn't automatically advance when you score, although you can change that in the settings if you would like. So you can score as many times as you want on a certain card, and then you can change. And notice the scoring here changes according to whoever is showing.
Sync.
Tools. Very handy feature. If you go to this camera, it will pull up a camera. You'll have to allow access to the camera, and then this card will get smaller so the kid can see themselves while practicing the cards. You can also jump into the settings. So if you want to go ahead, like I was saying, auto advance after card score, let's go ahead and change that. Okay. And then we'll go back. And then now I've scored it.
Turtle.
Automatically advance. So you can change settings, all sorts of settings from within a session. So you don't have to go back and forth without. As far as tools, last but not least, you can access our sounds. Our videos here for sound. So say, no, you're saying T instead of SH. So you can access our videos in the middle of a practice session. And then just close it when you're out. So that's as far as tools, scoring. Down here, you'll notice we have word,
mean turtle,
or sentence.
The mean turtle sleeps.
So that will change. You can add as many levels as you would like. So say you want to do initial and medial, then you can do that. You just have to have one selected. So that's that as far as levels and position, all very, very similar to Speech Tutor Pro if you had it previously. This is one big difference is now we have a list view. So you can kind of go and hand pick and jump between levels at your leisure. And if you want to just jump to a certain
Sock.
card, you can do that. And this is really good for more rapid fire. Now, whichever one you tap on is what it will score for. So if you do hot sun and do the right, then it'll do
We rode a
hot sun.
cab home.
And we've jumped to alley. Let's say
Bell.
just want to do the bell, tap on that. So highlight whatever
Sun.
you want to score for. And lastly, you'll notice that we have this bonus card that you can check or uncheck. So the reason we did this is we want to often be able to provide more words, but there's not always a good picture for those words. So the bonus cards are text only. So if you want to add those, you can. This is what they look like. You'll see that we have various like gone, guess, not a lot of good pictures for those. So you can include those
Guess.
if you want to. If you don't want to, you can just select it and then those will go away and it will be images only. So that's what bonus cards are.
Goose.
Once you've done that, you've had your session. This will end the session. These are all the different dates. You can go back and look at any date, or it will show the most recent one, and you can jump between Abe and Allie here between how they did in the session. If you want to share the words that they did, tap on share here, and it will pull up an email that you can email to yourself or to somebody else. This is also where you will see past recordings or screenings. So just tap on either of those and you're good to go. And of course, anytime that you want to go back and see past results for a particular name or names, select them, hit results, and you'll be able to navigate in the same way that you did when you ended a session. Lastly, we now have the ability to create decks. So if you want to make your own decks, you can. Tap on that icon, and then you'll go up here to add deck. And let's say Johnny R. Okay, you add deck. Now you have the deck added, and then you can go to initial, medial, final to add cards within those positions. So you tap the pencil. Now you're in the initial position for Johnny's deck, and you go to add card up here. And then you can add a photo. It'll go to your photos, and then add word, phrase, or sentence. Once you've done that, you hit save, and then you will start having a running list of cards for whatever it is that you want to do. So you can do articulation cards in this way. That's it for our deep dive into the decks. Again, anytime you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please contact us right here, and we will get back with you as soon as we can.